All right, we in here. We back. Another episode, the Black Dad Cast. What was it? Episode 8. We
Ocho.
are starting off the Ocho. You know what I'm saying?
Ocho.
We starting off the year fresh. We're excited to be back. Life was lifing, and we back on it. Got some big plans for this year. A lot of things. We are tightening up all of our systems and protocols, so this is looking good for us. So we're excited about that. But we back. How y'all feeling, man?
We made it, goddamn.
We made it out of 2020.
We made it.
Behind us, man. It's hindsight. Okay.
Hindsight 2020, boy.
We made it out that bitch, dog. That's all I can say.
Hey, you know what I thought of?
Short year.
January 1st hit, and the only thing I could think of was Caleb had a birthday party. What was that? His second birthday party, second or third birthday? Second birthday.
Sesame Street.
Yeah. So
Uncle John on top of things.
Yeah, John, remember? That's why I keep him around right there.
I was there.
So it's a little bouncy place, right? And so Caleb was in the little moonwalk bounce. And at first he looked like he had it. Lost his balance, and everybody was bouncing, and he was just like getting thrown around.
It was topsy-turvy in there.
And I'm outside like Pops on Friday. Come on, Craig. Get up, Craig.
Fair enough.
Like, I can't get in there and get you, bro. You gotta make it out. And he finally made it to the little opening, and the look on his face was the same look I imagine all of us had when we made it out of 2020. It's like,
Man.
I made it out there, buddy.
The skin of my teeth, but I made it out there. You hear me?
That was it for me, Lord.
I ran for my life.
Didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus.
No bullshit, bro.
So I kissed my wife and got right into prayer. I said, "Ooh, Lord,
man.
let me go and get this right now."
Thank you, Jesus.
Well, I made it out.
I was about to say something else. I was like, "You sure we got right into what?" Come on, John. Escalated quickly.
Yeah, like, oh, okay. 2021 starts with a bang, baby. Come here.
So yeah, it's we here. We in 2021. We made it. Prayers and condolences to all those who didn't. Shouts out to all those who did. I mean, only one way to go is up from here. So,
Right.
Yeah.
How was your holiday season?
It was, it never be long enough. Me and John, has to go hit the clock. You have the luxury right now, baby, of working for yourself. So I'm finna clear the day. You know what I'm saying, to be good. Whether you having to hit that clock, so it don't never be long enough. You know what I'm saying? Nigga be wishing like, all right, man, let me just get one more day, or man, let me see if I can finagle, you know what I'm saying, out this day. Can I call in? You know what I'm saying? It'd be one of them. So it was good. It was eventful. I'm blessed to say, I was able to chill with some of my family members, man. Everybody got what they want. I was able to make sure everybody had a good Christmas, and that's always a blessing, because you had people that lost jobs and, lost income and, struggling, and they don't know how they going to survive. We talking about eating food or having a roof over their head. So to be able to my bad, I'm rambling like a hoe, but to be able to maintain, to wake up, I never lost income, bro. Like I had a job, my job was never in jeopardy. And to be able to have my wife open something on Christmas, to be able to give, my mama what she wanted, you know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna say I just did it by myself, it was collective effort with that. But anyway, like, everybody got what they wanted, bro. I was able to supply that. And that's a blessing, dog. Like, it's a whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of L's we took, but if you look at stuff like that, it brings you back, you know what I'm saying? And put it into perspective, like, cause it could have been worse. Literally, it could have been worse, and we seen worse. But man, God kept me, dog. He kept my family. So my holiday season was a lot of reflecting. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad. It's over with. I'm glad for that. You know what I'm saying? I can get the stack of my money back up. But
For sure.
to be able to supply and make sure my family was straight for the holidays, man, it was a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, I think for the holiday season, man, it was one of them times I was driving to work, beginning part of December, man, and got my music on and getting my praise and worship on so I can deal with these crazy customers that just trying to get my mental right before I go in. And he had made a line in the song, and it just kind of it got me emotional because I'm just sitting there thinking like, man, my family, my son, my wife, and my immediate family, when it comes to my parents and siblings, like none of us are hurting for anything. Like it's not anything on a Christmas list that we need. Like my son wants toys. They all kids. They want to buy a toy. They want a toy. Open up a toy. Cool. I was happy to provide with my wife, toys for my son because that's what he wanted for Christmas. But he never needed anything. And that for me, when you look at what's going on and what happened in 2020 with so many people losing jobs and losing income, like to see at the end of the year, like that my son is not needing for anything. Like I was very, very happy. And for New Year's, like you say, Bolden, we stayed out them COVIDian streets, man. We got dressed and got right on the couch, man, together. And one of my wife's cousins came over, man, and it was just us four. We waited till the New Year time went and said Happy New Year's to each other, said a quick prayer, and that was that, man. But as far as the holidays are concerned, I was extremely happy, man. I watched, my nephews open up all these gifts from my sister and my brother and, my son. And I was just like, man, these kids, continuously getting blessed throughout the year, man. It was just good to see, man. So I was happy about that.
For sure, man.
I agree with that, man. It's such a humbling feeling for you to kind of sit back and all the destruction and turmoil that's happening around you, and you just unchanged by it.
Hey,
you are. That's like a humbling feeling.
You got to do some adjusting, but overall, like it's like your day is unchanged. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So definitely grateful for that, man. Because like you said, John, kids don't want for nothing. Wife don't want for nothing. House is taken care of. Bills are paid. It's all you can do is be grateful, straight up, and try to get forward. Straight up. So, holiday season, we made it through. There's a lot of turmoil, a lot of differences. I know it didn't feel like a holiday season to a lot of people, especially me. I didn't really get deep into the holiday spirit this year. But I was doing a lot more reflection like you, Ryan. So it was more of just like, holidays is cool, but I got my family, so that's the most important thing.
Right.
But as far as like the traditional, let's go shopping this Christmas,
Oh boy, everything was online shouted. Dropped off at the doorstep, man. I ain't going to store for nothing.
Look, some of Caleb Pearls didn't even get wrapped. It was, here go this Amazon box, son.
Yeah. Get how you live, bro.
Yeah.
Some of the little
he took the toy out and started with the box.
Look, my son not really just this big picky kid anyway. We ran over to Five Below, and he went in there and was like, I want this, I want that. I say, son, you can get you 4 things.
Look, just throw it in the bag.
And you can play with this one, but this one you gotta open this one for Christmas, all right? So,
yeah.
And that's just what
you can get you 4 things.
Hey.
Them boys.
Boy, I got $20 with your name on it. What you want, son?
Run wild in here. Do your thing in here.
Walking back to college when Marcus was like, Marcus had went to Dollar Tree.
Oh yeah, everything in there like $1.
I was like, man, all these toys $5.
Hey, nigga, Five Below got some shit. You sleep.
They do, bro. Hey, shout out to Five Below, man.
Hey, man. Hey, phone cases,
everything,
iPhone chargers, man, backpacks, nigga, you name it.
They got workout equipment, little makeup for the girls. I said,
headphones, everything.
Man, but yeah, bro, that's what it was, man. Before we get into 2021 New Year's goals and resolutions, I want to recap, all of 2020, man. I think 2020, we all had expectations of a new year, a new decade. This is our time. maybe I'm speaking for myself because I was like shouting out, "This is my decade" when it first came through. I'm like,
Oh boy, shit.
we got clear vision. We 2020.
2020
Everybody
vision.
cracking 2020 jokes. So
Uh-huh.
let's go all the way back to January 1 of 2020. I'm not a big New Year's resolution guy, like set out plans and stuff, but I kind of do recap, what happened the year before and set some goals, small goals to kind of, just put something on the wall to achieve. Um, how do you think you guys' 2020 year went when it came to your goals that you set at the beginning of that year?
For me, it was get the house. So me, my wife, and my son, we stayed with my mama. And I just remember, and I made a Facebook post about it recently. Like we was upstairs and we was just discussing like next year, like Thanksgiving, next year, Christmas, we gonna be in our house doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And accomplish that. Like the pandemic kind of made things tough in the beginning. Like we were supposed to move into our house and close in March. We ended up not closing until June. Uh, to put that in perspective, like how the pandemic kind of rocked stuff in the beginning, but we still got it done. So moved into the house. We had to set the goal to get married. Did that. I'm trying to think. I might have had some other like little ancillary stuff in between.
yeah,
Obviously finding like time to consistent time to get my books, my books read and all that good stuff, man. But the the major thing was get the house.
yeah,
And regardless of how everything else fell, we did that. So that's like the crown jewel. That and getting married was like the two things. And I set out to do that shit, and we got it done, man. And the whole time I'm thinking about Perfect Timing by Nipsey Hussle. Like
Joint.
that song there, I cried tears the first time I heard that song. And that's like anytime I had a goal or something I was doing, that's what I was listening to. Like you right where you need to be. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's gonna happen. And God's timing is perfect. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm real preachy today. I don't know why, but
Hey,
but
when you make it through 2020, we
man,
all should be preaching, man.
I feel
For
real
real.
preachy today. You know what I'm saying? Let them use you. But that was the main thing, man. Like the house, we got the house, bro, and I'm in my cave right now. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
Yeah,
the home base to get away for a little bit, and same time last year I was cooped up in my mama room upstairs room, and now I got all this space. You know what I'm saying? So that was uh that was the main goal. Accomplish that, and in 2021 it's gonna be some other shit.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
What about you,
man, 2020 was a lot of up and down. Of course for everybody, but I was hoping to have the shop open, but then the pandemic hit, and so that kind of set everything back. So we still working on getting the coffee shop open. So
Tell us a little bit about it, Boda, for the people that don't know.
for the people that don't know, Hip Hop's Coffee Shop is coming to you. Um, it is hip hop culture in a coffee shop. Basically, all it is. We're not just talking music. We're talking, the art, the poetry, the jazz, all of the things that make up our hip hop culture. All these big businesses, they do a lot with infiltrating our culture and making money off of it. They're monetizing our culture, and we need to take that back.
Yeah,
So that's part of, there's a lot that goes into it. But if you want to follow the status of updates, Hip Hop's Coffee Shop on Instagram. We're gonna have a few updates coming up soon.
Put
We're
it in
just
the notes.
buying our time right now because the panoramic is holding us back.
real panoramic is too.
For
Yeah,
real.
so we're still working on that. But I did take a lot of time and kind of try to build up as best I could my real estate and photography businesses. So the initial plan was to scale up those businesses and um, getting ready to hire for both of them, and then the pandemic hit. So I was like, well, let me just hold off for a second. But even when holding off and scaling up, I was able to do a lot with both of those businesses, and so almost to the point to where it was overwhelming. And
Yeah,
so I'm grateful for that
Good
because
problems.
yeah, them good problems to have. And so, in the midst of all this that's happening, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna maintain all this work instead of not having any work to maintain. So,
Right. Right.
completely grateful for that. But I think that's part of, you know, not only that's part of life, but it's also part of being a business owner to where there's so many different obstacles that you're gonna have to face. The crux of the matter is life is but a series of attempts to accomplish certain tasks, and
Yeah.
you're gonna get new tasks every day, new tasks every month, and you got to figure out how to either get them done or find a workaround for them, and that's kind of where I am, man. So I just take everything in stride and just stay appreciative of everything that I had throughout 2020. But it definitely didn't go the way that I planned. I wasn't planning on having another kid. Yeah.
Ta-da!
In fact, pray for me because January is never a good month for me. I find out both of my kids in January,
Yeah.
so
Wow, that's crazy.
It's
yeah,
cold.
so
Y'all bundling
it's
enough.
bundle
Yeah.
up,
So don't
Like,
say
wait,
you
how
didn't
that happen?
plan it. You planned it.
I'm pregnant.
Y'all was
No, you're not.
kissing, huh?
You was practicing, wasn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Yeah. You
I
already know.
I've been random. I don't know what I was doing, man.
don't know.
Yeah, he over
Shout,
there
shout,
taking.
shout out to Ryan though, with the Bel Air Rose. He got the, I'm saying? Starting
I'm on
off
my
with
rap.
luxury.
I'm on my rapper shit today. You know
You know
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my 2020 recap. I'm just grateful that we made it through, and I'm excited at what 2021 is bringing us. Although I do appreciate the lessons that 2020 brought me because I feel like I'm stronger and more capable. Um, and if that year couldn't have took me out, then I'm bound for something. And I think that everybody should feel the same way. You're still here on this earth, then you bound to do something. So sorry about that.
Yeah, man. I'm
But
gonna have
yeah,
to like
man. It was
send a little memo out. I'm recording. Don't call my phone. Don't call me.
yeah, man, 2020, man. It was the first 2 days of the year we were celebrating 1 year of my wife not having seizures, so that was huge for us. And some of the goals that we had in place was now that we feel that her health has moved progressively better, we want to move out of her parents' house, which we were living there, and that was one of the goals that we had set. And for an individual goal of mine, I was trying to finish college and finish my master's, and I was supposed to be done with that in March, and I was able to do that right like class ended right after the world got shut down.
Damn.
So I was on the last 2 weeks when they was like, all right, we shutting down, the job, everybody go home. And I was like, dang, okay. Like, how do I, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause a lot of my stuff, my job actually paid for my master's. So I had to submit some stuff paperwork wise from the job, but I was able to kind of work through that. And I was able to finish, getting my master's. And I remember having this conversation with Bolden when he graduated with his master's. And I was like, man, you did it for us. Because I ain't never going back after I got my bachelor's. And I knew I was done, but then when I got to this job and found out more information and I chopped it up with Bolden, he was like, don't wait. Let's do it. And, a little over 2.5 years, I was able to get my master's, paid for completely by the job, man. And we was able to knock that out. And then we was able to move out in August. So that was like huge for me and my wife. We was wanting that space, man. Not to say that we didn't love our time with my in-laws, because it was amazing. We learned a lot of things as far as what it's like to be living with someone. Our parents have been married for almost 30 years, and just seeing them and their dynamic, it's things we were able to take from them and apply it in our marriage in our own way. So like those were the things that we were thinking about at the beginning of 2020, man. And then, COVID hits. So now we in COVID, middle March, world is shut down. Let me ask y'all this: what you thinking when they say can't go nowhere, without a mask, curfew in certain cities. You can't do this, you can't do that. Boulder, you got a business you got to run in the midst of all this. We know your success on what's happened throughout, the COVID season. But mentally, what were you thinking when it first came out, like COVID?
Shit, we about to be poor. We about to be despondent, and I'm gonna be on somebody's corner with a cup. Like,
Man.
I'm gonna get this OnlyFans popping.
What? Let's try to get something around here, man.
Bruh, it was about to be on and popping. Like, I thought, because I didn't know what to expect, So I'm like, okay, one, I'm always paying attention to the real estate market. How is this going to affect the market? And as soon as I saw those interest rates just take a dive, I was like,
They went up. They was going.
yeah. Well, as soon as they started to dip, and I was like, oh. And then there was a refinance boom, and but there were a lot of buyers that came into the market that's still in the market. And I was like, okay, if I can get like a share of these buyers that's coming in, then I think we'll be straight. And it just so happened that God put a bunch of referrals in my life that just kind of, he was like, I got you. I'm gonna take care of this.
True.
And it was easier for me to kind of maintain the like the real estate photos side of my photography business, because it was easy for me to say, okay, well, I can come and do it, but you have to be there for that whole thing. So things just kind of started falling into place. I think the biggest thing was, managing the husband part and the father part, because Caleb's daycare was closed for a while, and so our solution ended up being him going to be with Willie's mom for a little bit, because she was working in the hospital hands on. So it was bad enough that she was pregnant, but she was hands on with COVID, and we didn't know what to expect. And her mom's retired, so it was like, yeah, he can kick it with us and sit here all day, and I'm still having to be out and work, and so it was a safe option. It was one of the best things that that could have happened, because everybody don't have that. And so to be able to have a parent that's retired that can sit at home with the kid, whew, man, that might have saved a year for us. Otherwise, hey, y'all got a dollar I can hold real quick. I get back,
Man, I'm good, boy. I'm good, boy.
I'm just trying to go to the store real quick.
Come on, man. Yeah, that's
But think about it, though.
Think about that.
Think about it even in depth like this. I'm gonna pose it to you too, Ryan. But think about it like this: Y2K, SARS, Ebola, West Nile, all these types of things that have happened, but nothing has ever affected the world like COVID did.
Yeah.
So
or it's doing, ain't did.
Yeah, you're right.
The baby out there in full effect.
What COVID has done, like all that. So when you heard COVID shut down, like you too, Ryan, what was you thinking?
Man, I can say, man, my wife kind of had she kind of had her hand on the pulse with that, because we had a cruise we were setting up for, like at the end of, it had to be like the beginning of like March somewhere, or like the end of March somewhere. And then like November, December, like my wife was like, man, I don't know, like this COVID stuff, it's in China, like I don't know what we're gonna do with that. And then as it just like, oh, now it's a case in Mexico. Oh, now it's a case. Now somebody they got out. Now they in San Antonio, and it's like, damn, cruise cancel, like that shit over with. And for me, my job was like, so I deliver like gas, so it gotta go to hospitals and stuff. So it never, like, I was still good. So it was like, okay, we go to work and go home. I'm built for that. I don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, to be honest with you, as far as that, hey, this is in the wheelhouse, dog. I be in the house
right here.
So so I poke my head up every now and again. If I'm gonna go out, I might go out like maybe once or twice a month, dog. If that, you know what I'm saying? I dip my head out, speak what's happening, give me a couple drinks in me, come on back home. So when I found out like, hey, everything shut down, okay. Like I'm not bothered at all. You know what I'm
Business
saying?
as
Like
usual.
obviously, right. Like, obviously the only thing I was really concerned with was uh like where's my son gonna be?
Yeah.
Because like once it's shut down, it's like, all right, come get him. You know what I'm saying? And right when that was happening, Tiana, the job she had, she was able to work from home. So we kind of had that kind of solved a little bit where we wasn't really tripping on where he was gonna be. So my wife is at home, my son is at home, and I'm the only one that gotta go out. And I know I'm gonna be as careful as I can,
Yeah.
doing what I need to do and staying out of the way and just coming back home. I'm good. It's not ideal. Obviously, you want to be able to go kick it with your people and do whatever the hell you want to do when you want to do it. But you know, I wasn't really worried. It didn't bother me none
Yeah.
because I be at this pandemic built for me. I'd be in the house,
What scared me the most when I realized that this was really um, when one of our neighbors died from it, right? So
Oh,
Wow.
she was young. She was around our age, early 30s.
wow.
Damn,
Three and a
man.
half door, 3 doors down. I say three and a half. Like
Damn.
house. 3 doors down. And so basically, she was working. She had just got promoted, right? It was a Friday. She had just got promoted. She was about to start at her new office on Monday, right, in a totally different building. But she had got the COVID and didn't have any symptoms, so didn't even know it, and died over the weekend.
Man.
Like that, one of her friends and coworkers, Monday came to check on her. They was like, they didn't hear from her. She didn't show up to work. Nobody didn't answering the phone. Found her inside, and I was like, phew. I'm standing on my porch because I saw the cop cars and all that. And I'm thinking, baby, we gotta move. Like it's around and
What's
hit.
it turn into over here?
Yeah, like we gotta move. But yeah, that's when I was like, okay, it's hitting, and that was in early March or April, one of those two. And I was like, okay,
Damn.
this is gonna be worse than I anticipated.
Man. Yeah,
People thought it was gonna be over with like around the summertime. Like, man, we gonna lock down. It's gonna be good.
he's gonna
It's
kick
just,
it out. That's what everybody was saying.
yeah, man. The disease gonna melt in the heat. It ain't
Yeah.
good.
Ain't no
We don't
way
want-
we gonna make it through Houston heat. We 110 down here. Okay.
Oh, okay. But I knew what time it was, man. Like once I seen everything shut down, like once the basketball season shut down, and I remember watching the last game
Yeah.
as they were saying like the next game and the doubleheader is canceled. Like once I seen that shut down, and the Mavericks won their last game before the world shut down. By the way, I just want to say that. But anyway, once I seen that, I'm like, ooh, nah, this shit's serious.
Yeah.
Like this is for real, for real. Like John, like you said, we had Ebola, we had SARS, West Nile, anything you name, bro. Like we didn't been through. We ain't never seen no shit like this. So I knew it was for real. Once basketball shut down, I said, yeah, okay, you might well go ahead, tuck in and hunker down because this shit gonna get serious.
It's crazy because I said the same thing mentally. I was like hearing about it, seeing it on the news more and more. But at first it was like, oh, it's in China, ain't no big deal. They gonna wrap it.
Mm-hmm.
But people travel and then that stuff starts to move. And it's crazy how I kind of said the same thing. Like, oh, when basketball shut down, I was like, dang,
This shit real.
that's it. And I started to think about it, and I was like, dang, what's going on? What's going on? And then you started to see small little things like close, and then you look, and boom. I work for a major company, and they shut us down. We was closed for about 54 days, something like that.
Really?
From listen, we closed like maybe March 4th, 5th, somewhere around that time. We didn't come back till beginning of May. And when we came back, we were restricted on hours, restricted on people that came in. Everybody had to wear a mask. We had hand sanitizer stations everywhere, gloves everywhere. We had little plexiglass put up, like all this, bro. And it's just like, oh my goodness, this is like for real, for real. And now you're talking about somebody who was really just at the crib, still getting paid, thankfully, at the crib, not having to really wear a mask except to run to the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm having to wear this thing all day, every day. I'm like, this is a whole different world. My nose running. I'm I can't hear. I'm like, man, what is this? This can't be the new normal. But here we are, 7-8 months later, still doing that same thing.
Mm-hmm.
One of the few blessings about COVID, especially for all the ones that did have to continuously work, man, the streets was definitely clear, man.
Oh yeah,
No 5 o'clock traffic, bro.
What? Straight to work,
You
cuz.
can come and go as you please, no matter what
Straight
time
up,
of the
dog.
day. You know me,
Straight up, dog.
I'm a planner, bro. If I see I gotta get across town, and I'm like, oh, it's 3:30. Nah, I'm gonna just wait. Or I gotta go 11:30, 12, so I can go and get back because I don't want to be in that traffic, man. And that wasn't no issue at all. Not even the school times when they let out of school. None of that. Bro, this is crazy.
Straight to the house, dog.
Yeah, bro.
That's good
Straight
stuff.
to the house.
Yeah. So I know we oh wait, you were still working on the recap, John. Keep going with that. I like that.
Nah, man, that was kind of really the most, once COVID hit, that sped up 2020, but slowed it down at the same time, so.
And that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, like
it makes perfect sense.
We all just was thinking like, man, this is it. This like, what else can we do other than what we can? And as people started to lose jobs, man, and people started to lose lives, even more importantly, you started to realize like this is serious. And for someone like myself, I am a COVID survivor, someone that has had COVID in 2020, and to be isolated in that room by yourself, man, and to lose your taste and smell, like, it's for real. Yeah. It's for me, I can only talk about my experience. Some people it was more physical, but for me it was real mental. Like the fact that I couldn't play with my son and he's knocking on the door, or I'm sitting out on the patio, away from my family, and he's having to like play with me as we open the blinds up. So I'm playing outside with him, like he's throwing the ball to the window and I'm catching it, and I'm air throwing it back. You know what I'm saying? Like that's mental. Like, man, I can hear bacon frying, but I can't smell it. I'm like, man, like what's going on? Like that was a mental for me.
Hey, but when you told me you couldn't taste the smell, boy, for the next 2-3 weeks, every day I was walking in the kitchen smelling coffee beans.
Hey, look, man. Look, bro. Listen. I was telling Tiana that. I'm like, look, man. Because you're like, what you doing? Because I just be in the house just...
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Just taking deep breaths, dog. Like
taste the air.
Hey, like no bullshit, dog. Like, and I still do that now. Like, it's, that's one of the things that goes. You know what I'm saying? Taste and smell, like, or just them as a tandem. Like, you losing both of them bitches. So that's what I was doing. Just, man. I wake up, deep breath. It's just like I would say, COVID also brought into perspective the things that's important, the shit that we really take for granted every day. Like, bruh, smelling and tasting, it's a big deal, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you can't damn, this juice is like bland as hell. Like, you can't taste juice. That's trash. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't want to live in that world.
You feel me?
Think about all the, like my wife making plates and I'm eating them. You kind of get full from like the taste. You know what I'm saying? The smell, like you kind of like that all kind of coincides. Like I'm eating and I don't feel full at all. Yeah. I'm eating 2 plates and I'm like, man, I'm good. She making me drinks and she putting shots in there. I can't even taste the shot.
Damn.
And we talking about she went and got like just cheap stuff to see if it'll bring my senses up. So we talking about bottom shelf type. Yeah.
Drinking McCormick, boy. What the hell?
And I couldn't taste it at all, bro. It wasn't affecting me, nothing. And I was just like, bro, this is crazy. I mean, I had it for a little over 2 weeks. And then when I did get a negative test, it was about maybe three weeks after when I finally got my smell back and my taste back.
Really?
Yeah. You know what was crazy? It was like some, she would make me a smoothie and it had, it was a spice that she put in the smoothie. And it heightened my nose, and I was like, "What is that?" Yeah. And I could taste on the back of my tongue. I'm like, "Oh, this is nasty." And I was like, "I can taste it.
I can taste this bullshit."
It was so nasty, but
this shit is gross.
I started drinking more of it. I was like, "Give me some more of this. Give me some more."
Give me some more.
No, man, for real. Yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
funny.
that's crazy. Like we never, like even on the air off, like we never discussed what your experience was with COVID. Like you touched on it, like man, I had COVID and I was the one like, hey, stay away from John because this nigga got it, but you never got, you never got in depth with like the experience, the mental hoops you had to go through
Yeah.
on a daily basis. Your kid is oblivious,
Hmm.
right? As they always are, and having to balance all of that, and that's crazy, bro.
Like
Like
no
just
disrespect to anybody that's going through it, but like it was worse than somebody like saying I got AIDS, because first thing you say, oh you got AIDS, like oh man you
yeah.
tell somebody you got COVID, they like what? You better get
Hey,
out of here.
niggas is taking a long way
Yeah.
Yeah.
around. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that nigga that got COVID. Oh, okay.
They
Hey,
don't
we
even
finna go
want to
over here.
FaceTime me no more. Yeah, you gonna give me
Yeah.
COVID through
This is,
FaceTime?
and that's how it was like when AIDS first hit. People
Yeah,
didn't know how to react to it, so it's like the worst possible way that you can react. That's what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We not even call John ass. Don't
yeah,
even, we'll talk to that nigga next year.
yeah.
Yeah. I nigga
Basically,
got COVID. Oh, it's popping up. You heard about John?
yeah.
I got that
Like
shit
I'm the
in
rumor
the
now.
That nigga got that shit.
I don't know if he was around him, but
That nigga got that shit.
you might want to go get checked, brother.
Yeah, where you got it from? Like, oh
That
man.
shit, that shit is
For
crazy,
sure,
dog.
man.
Nah,
That's what
and
it's like.
it was nerve wracking to kind of see that, man.
Real,
But I'm glad you were able to
real.
share your experience with that, man.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Especially the part about how it, affects your son. You couldn't play with him. I think these
That's what it
kids,
is.
yeah, because like seeing the kids walk around and like my son is used to a mask now. He ain't going outside without a
Yeah,
mask on.
yeah.
You got a 3-year-old. Wear my mask.
Uh-huh.
Like this is a new era of life we live in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. That's like, of course, we all made it through. So that was kind of like the recap of 2020, like the big highlights. We don't want to nitpick through all the small things, but I'm very thankful, for the Black Dad Cast, us finally jumping off that porch, man, and putting this content out there for people, for ourselves sometimes. Because I know I wake up in the morning after we done recorded before, and I'm like, man, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Hell
get
yeah.
happy about that. Like,
Breathe
yeah.
a sigh of relief.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took me
I
off the
agree.
ledge yesterday, man.
Yeah. It was almost it for me, man. I ain't
Yeah.
know.
That shit feel like church, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all that shit. That shit feel like church.
So I mean, we got through 2020. So what are your affirmations or resolutions for 2021 as it relates to yourself and as it relates to fatherhood? Things you want to keep, things you want to change, things you noticed, all of that.
John, you want
Yeah.
to take the lead?
So for me, me and my wife, we came up with just, singular words that we would like to focus on, and then of course, building from that. And one of my wife's words was consistency, being consistent in whatever we choose to do. You know, um, making sure that we're committing ourselves fully and not going halfway with things. And mine was discernment. Just making the right decisions when things get put in front of you. There's a lot that's been going on, man. People have been losing jobs, and people have been wanting to quit their current job because of what's been going on and how the environment has changed the job overall. So for me, I want to just make sure I'm making the right decision. So discernment was for me. Another great highlight of 2020 was I was able to start my own business as well. So kind of just learning from Bowden from time to time, and also looking at other entrepreneurs. Like, it's hard to be on that grind every day, because you only eat what you kill. You know what I mean? And it could get really, really tough out there if you take a back seat a day or two or a week or a month, and it's like, man, I ain't doing nothing now. So like those types of things have been some of my goals that I have in place. And then really more important when it comes to fatherhood, my son will be 5 in August, so this is the big number 5 for him.
Leo
And,
guy.
yeah, he is. And he has this, like, he has that emotional intelligence. I mean, we talked about this on another episode. He has this emotional intelligence, which is at an all-time high right now, which he kind of tries to play me sometimes with it. But I am continuously learning how to parent my son through um, um, what am I trying to say? Like verbiage, like through conversation, versus quickly going to the belt, man. And some people may say I'm more lenient than anything, but I don't consider me being lenient. I consider it me kind of knowing my son, and also him understanding that things can be resolved through conversation versus resulting into other things, man. So that's one of my main goals in 2021 is to teach him how to use his words to get his point across, um, and then also hear before he speak too. So those are my big things for.
For me this year, man, we started like a lot of last year. I'm saying last year like it was a whole while ago or whatever, but
Yesterday.
yeah,
Yeah,
literally yesterday. Uh, so my words for 2021 are intentionality and manifestation. I feel like you can write a whole bunch of goals down and put them on a board, and you can write your vision board. I got my board right here in my cave, and I got my goals written down on it. You can write all this stuff down and still not do shit because you're not attacking your goals with intention. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So my thing this year is attacking my goals with intention to manifest them. You feel me? I feel like if I'm doing what I need to do on my end, God will come on the back end and figure everything else out. As long as I'm doing what I need to do, everything else will work itself. So work
Faith
itself
without
out.
works is dead.
There it is.
yeah,
So that's what I've been on, man. So I think not even just 2021. I feel like it needs to be a mantra, period. Because
yeah,
if we not doing what we need to do on our end, we won't be able to realize our goals on the back end. You feel me? So those are my two like action words, and I got them written down right here for 2021: intentionality and manifestation. And I got, me and my brother have a business venture that we're getting into. We were able to, we got like a little capital, so we was able to, we finna get into some stuff. So me and my brother got that plan. I'm finna go down the route with Bolden and just, get into real estate all the way because that's where the bread gonna be at. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like there's a no brainer. So realizing that as far as parenting, it's to be I just like be a better dad. Period, man. What I see like so if my son does something and he keep doing it, and I eventually eventually yell at him and tell him to chill out or whatever, my son comes right back as if it never happened. And for me, it's like it's another chance to get it right. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like that's crazy. God, just because like you deal with people, it's like man, like you do something to them and or whatever the case, and then they, I'm not fooling with you. Like it's, I mean, obviously it's different because it's my son, but it's something to be said. Like, bro, you got another chance to get where your mistake was to get it right. Because my
uh-huh,
son come to me as if it never happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I say, man, that boy is 2 years old, but it's always, he teaching me something, some way or another.
mhm,
So just overall, um, being a better dad, hopefully I can show him, you know, an example for him to follow, even at his young age. Because not even now, like if he see like when he see me shaking my head, like he doing this, running over his hair. You know what I'm saying? So I see that what I'm doing, he wants to mimic. So I,
right,
I can only hope that what I'm doing going forward, he sees it and wants to apply it for good. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Obviously, you know, just throughout, period of marriage is want to be a better husband. So attacking that goal with intention as well. So that's always keeping the line of communication open. It's always setting up the stage, setting the environment for my wife to come to me with issues. That's being consistent, being present. These are all action items and words that I have for not only 2021, but just going forward to make my marriage last and have leave an indelible mark on my son to be consistent and be present. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, dog, 2020 for me, since I'm already in the house, so I'm not. I have more time to reflect. You feel me? And that's what
Yeah.
I've been on. Like it's been real reflective. Like my wife would be like, you all right? I'm cool. I'm in
Yeah,
my
them
thoughts.
zoned out moments,
I'm in
yo.
my mind.
I'll be
I
right
know
up beside of
exactly
her
what
and
you mean.
just be gone. You know what I'm saying? So
Whole nother world, bro.
yeah, I'm here, but I'm gone.
In my mind.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So
I know exactly what you mean.
yeah, so it gives me a lot of time, and she gives me the space to be able to do that. Like once I say I'm kind of in my thoughts, then she'll kind of let me live, and this is all the stuff that I'm constantly thinking about. Like I've shed tears, man, of what can I do to be a better dad? Am I doing this the right way? Am I making my dad proud? Like all of this stuff that I'm thinking about, and it's the reason why I'm just writing this shit down, and that's the words that I have for this year is being intentional to realize and manifest my goals, man. So that's what I'm on. Like it ain't even just like new year, new me. Like this is what it is. Like I feel like if you attacking anything that you're doing with intention, you'll be able to realize it on the other end. So that's where I'm at, dog.
Yeah, bro.
That's big, man. But I'm kind of along the same lines with you with the manifestation thing, man. I'm real big on manifestation and putting things out there and working towards those things that you put out there. But I think the other thing that I've really been kind of focusing on in my professional life, and not only just professional life, but in my the way that I see myself is overcoming fearlessness. I mean, overcoming fear,
Fear,
like
yeah.
being fearless. It was funny. I had this talk with my therapist. We was talking about the dream that I had, and in this dream, I was in a boxing ring and I was getting ready to face off, um, and I was in like good physical shape. That's how I knew it was a dream. Oh wow, like washboard ass.
Boy, you had your gold boots, boy. You was finna do some stuff.
Listen, I was in that thing looking like Creed and them motherfuckers. I was like, Michael B. Who? But I face off in the middle of the ring, and it's me, bro. I'm talking, and this dude was intimidating. Like he was scary. I was like, man, he's for sure about to knock my block off, and it's me. Like, and I'm like standing there in the ring, and I'm just standing there, and it's almost like it freeze frame, and the bell to start the fight just never won. It never came. So I'm just standing there, like for as long as I can remember in the dream. It's like it keeps looping. Me standing there, just looking towards the other side and looking at this big old,
Me.
like fearless
Yeah.
warrior over there. That is me. Like I'm
Yeah.
literally looking at myself, and he's talking about it, and it was like you need to step into who you're supposed to be. Like that's the fearless version of yourself. That's the things that you can accomplish when you stop doubting those, either those good ideas or the risks that you want to take that you're sure of. Just jump into it and be fearless.
Man, that's good. That's good. That's so
And
good.
so that's kind of where I'm at this year, and I think that's important for me, not only in my business and in personal life, but in as a father, just being fearless. I was on the phone with this woman. She randomly menaced to me. We was talking about real estate stuff. I got a client that was trying to get some services done from them, and I was holding Camden, and so he started that, hey, I'm here. Like,
Don't forget about me.
yeah, I'm here. And so she was like, oh, I see you got your son the holidays. I was like, yeah, I got him and I'm chasing the other one. So she started asking me about Caleb and Camden, and you being present, you in a perfect position. Like you are perfectly placed, the best father can be just by being present.
Yeah.
And Because look, woman, you gave me something that day. You gave me something today because I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't feel like I was present enough or doing the things that I needed to
Man.
do. And she was like, you being there, being present, you're perfectly placed right now.
Yeah.
And so, that fearless part of me is who I think my sons need me to be.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's me stepping outside of myself and kind of analyzing who do they need me to be right now. They need me
Yeah.
to be the fearless person that sets the example, that continuously checks on them. Like you said, Ryan, just another chance to do it right and be present. And things that I'm really trying to focus on this year because Caleb is boy too smart. He
Running
be
laps
getting
around your
I
ass.
know.
now he's learned how to like pit me and mom against each other. Mommy said I could watch Super Wings, so I always got to go check.
Yeah.
Did you say you can watch this?
Yeah.
No. She said to ask you to watch it. Oh, now he
Oh,
changed.
now you switching up.
And now he's catching on to other phrases that people say. This morning he was doing something that, hey, this is amazing.
Hey, hey, listen. I know my son is like maybe about a year older than yours, so I forewarn you. He's gonna learn words, and his intentions are to say them right, but he's not saying them in the
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
form. Okay,
Hey,
so
oh,
You can't. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this one, and this ain't me cursing, but this is like he watches this little show Ben 10 or whatever, and I guess it was like a part of the show where they came across something that smelled, and it said funk.
mm,
And my son, this is my joke of the day. I give those. My son runs in the room. He said, "Daddy, ooh, get the funk." I say, "Get the what?" He
what
said,
you telling
"Get
me?
the funk."
To get yoked up, bro.
I said, "Hold on, wait, what?" "Man, get in here, get in here, get in here cussing." I said, "I'm about to tear this boy up." I said, "Say it again so your mama can hear it." Look, I'm there now. And then he whispers, like, "I said, get the fuck." I said, "Where you hear that from?" He say, "Ben 10 said it on the show." I said, "Nah, we ain't watching Ben on no 10. We ain't watching him no more, bro. We ain't watching him, dog." So my wife goes to Google it. She looks it up. She finds the video and she's like, "Oh, he's trying to say funk." And I'm like, "Okay." And she showed the video to him and he's like, "Yeah, that's what he said. Fuck." I said, "Hey, man."
That ain't what he said.
This is right here.
I had to figure out how to help him pronunciate that word before he get out in the streets and cussing everybody out, man. So yeah,
You feel
man,
feel
that's
like what's his name? The pig bleep bleep bleep. That's all.
yeah,
yeah,
bro.
like a porky pig. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
because he'll say some stuff, man, that are kind of, and like the placement, it's like he know it, like the whole
Nigga
thing
said,
with
we
the
ain't
food.
watching no Ben or no 10.
And then yeah, bro, we ain't doing that. I got him on a watch for his team Umi Zumi right now, so no Big Ten. But anyway, like he'll say, "This is ridiculous." Like he'll just throw them types of words out at you, bro. So like, yeah, they coming for sure. They coming. Like the phase you in, Ryan, when you talked about how you try to mimic everything you do. I'm sounding like my son's like 30 years old, bro. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to. Man, y'all go on, man. I ain't trying to keep going on about that.
That sounds
It's
good,
funny,
man.
bro. Like we like right behind each other in the
Right.
phases, bro.
You're like, oh yeah, I remember that stage.
It's like 2, 3, and 4. It's like, man, yes. I was sit outside and my son spit and he spit on his shirt. Yes, I remember the mimicking phase.
Yeah.
That made me slow down my spitting. I was like, okay.
You got to be
You
changing
know
the
what's
whole
crazy?
outfit.
I thought about it. I was like, whenever Caleb was the only child, I used to compare him to all his peers, like some of y'all sons, people that's around his age. But now the only thing I can do is like with Camden is, did Caleb do this?
Yep.
Like that's the only thing I can think of. Like, okay, when he was this old, was he doing this?
Yeah.
And now I thought about the aloe vera story because Camden's now going through that same little baby eczema thing that
Yeah.
Caleb had, where we ended up rubbing aloe vera juice all over the boy. You know, I was like, okay, see, this is what parenthood is for, because I don't want to make the same mistake again, but
Uh huh.
I don't, like it would be kind of funny, but nah, that's the only thing I can think of. Is like, oh, did Caleb do this, or was Caleb like this? And I feel like I don't know if that's the right thing to do, or is it's just something I kind of fallen into the habit
it's
of.
it's a default thing. I wouldn't say it's wrong. Like you should going off of experience. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, cause if when I'm dealing with Roman and Roman do stuff, mom, if I'm around my mama, like you did that,
Hmm.
you used to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a natural thing. I don't think it's like nothing to your detriment. I don't think it's gonna harm Camden.
I
Like
mean, think about it. Think about it like this: you got multiple different cameras. They all take a picture. They just do it in different ways.
it is.
You know
Boy,
what I'm
look at you
saying?
with these bars today.
Hey,
Ah, man.
John be in his bag, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That boy
He be in
he
his
been
bag,
reading.
bro. He be in his
Hey.
bag, man.
Gift on set when they get there, man.
I'm good.
I'm still looking for something for you, Ryan, man. But for sure, I
Yeah,
got
man.
some. I got something
Bring it
on
on.
the way.
Bring it on, bro.
Got to get y'all some things, man.
Good stuff.
My guy.
Yeah, man.
So it's January 1, 2, whatever it is.
We in one. This one.
Yeah. So
21.
um, is there anything that you all, and we putting this on tape, it's on wax, so think about it before you say it.
Mm.
Something we can hold y'all accountable to, something that you want to accomplish or at least start before the end of this month is over, whether it's related to parenthood or related to the rest of your life.
Damn, that's very broad. The rest of my life.
Well, work,
Yeah.
marriage, something.
Um.
It's going on wax. People gonna hear it.
Oh man, this year I'm going to get better.
Just this month.
This month? Oh, this month? Oh yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I don't know what's gonna happen in February, but
Take this-
yeah, baby step. So this month will have to be me cutting back on how much I curse. Now,
Okay.
there ain't nothing to brag about, but I've been cursing like a grown up since I was like in the third or fourth grade. You know what I'm saying? So,
I got the Samuel L. Jackson.
motherfucker, and me for sure. So, like, my wife would say, I curse a lot now because of you, and you did it. It's your fault. And man, I heard Roman say something. I was like, no.
So like use it right though.
He did. So it's like, it was,
What they do?
so I say shit a lot. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So Roman,
Come on with it.
Roman had a toy and dropped it. And he said, "Oh shit." I say, "No." No.
Perfect
Say,
timing,
bro. Oh shit. I say, "Come on, cuz you can't." So that's the goal. Like, I don't want him, like, bro. I think for me, I'm gonna be the cool parent, dog. Because as I gotten older, my mama I don't abuse the privilege of being able to curse around my mama, but she don't be tripping when I do. You know what I'm saying? So I keep like the motherfucker and I like all the hardcore curse words you can think of. I don't say it, but like a damn or a hell or I'ma say it.
Yeah.
So
You don't cuss Eddie, you cuss.
right, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be tripping on my son like cursing like that, but just keep it in house, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like it's time and place. But for me this month, it's like, can you challenge yourself to use other words as opposed to the words that you use? Because I was watching the Christmas Story and they had to pop the soap in my boy mouth, Ralphie mouth, and like I'm Ralphie, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I be cursing. I be cursing. So that's my thing for the month. I don't know what's gonna happen in February, but I can give it a shot this month. For sure.
Yeah, we're gonna get you a curse jar going.
Hey, my wife
Download
my
it.
wife said that.
accountable for sure.
Let me tell you something. If that's the case, boy, the mortgage is paid. Cause dollars is up, nigga, for real.
All his lunch money gone.
Yeah, I swear, dog. I swear.
Yeah.
That's how my red stripe man.
No more Bel Air, no more red stripe, nothing. Yeah.
They gonna be out here with water, Nestle.
Water and tea.
You gonna be like me, right?
The January is always big for us because our anniversary when we got married is January. So if I'm taking the easy way out, so what? I'm taking it.
Hey, no complaint
January,
here. No judgment. No
complaint. Always big for us, man. Just love it. Be year number 7, January 19th, 2014.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Married my lovely wife.
I know that's right. Lay it on thick, baby.
Yeah, come on. You know she gonna listen. Give her all the good.
It's your chance.
Yeah.
It's your chance, nigga.
Yeah, man, I'm very proud of her, man. She finished, college with her bachelor's just last month, man, and we celebrated her. And she's had a tough year with the loss of her grandmother, man. And I just want to be able to celebrate, our anniversary with her. So we've been looking up stuff for the past 3-4 months, and we like, all right, we're gonna go here, and then we start to think and feel guilty because COVID, and I'm like, we're not going, and then we're going, and then we're not going, and we're gonna go. We're not gonna go. So I'm trying to iron out, right? If we're gonna go somewhere. So this was the last minute. If anything, we'll probably stay in the state, man. Maybe just ride up somewhere, and just celebrate. 7 years of being married, man, and 4 years of being parents together, man, and that's beautiful. That's a blessing just to be there, man. I'm very happy to be with the woman that I'm with, man, and she's become my best friend. I love what you said earlier, Ryan, about making a platform for your wife to feel comfortable coming to you, man. And
yes, sir.
That's a part of the January thing, is continuing to make that platform even more comfortable for her to speak on certain things that she feel.
Right. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's good.
I love that shit, dude.
I think my January is gonna be a lot on follow through. I've been contemplating and putting together all these different plans, all these different things that I wanted to do, organizing it methodically, like obsessing over it almost. And so
that's good.
Following through on the goals that I set with my business, following through on the goals that I set for my marriage and for, being a father. So I think follow through is like my word of the month. Like let me go ahead and follow through on these things that I've been planning for half of 2020.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's, and again, at home, making sure open up that table, that platform conversation for that to roll in. Being more intentional about, we were talking about the belt thing earlier, resolving it with words. And I'm with that. I threaten Caleb a lot with the belt, but he don't actually get it a lot.
Right.
You want me to get my belt? And he usually just kind of like,
right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
Gets all straightened up now, Dad.
Why you have to go there?
You hit me with that. Oh, right. In black households, that's a challenge. Oh, you got attitude? Like, oh, right. Anyway, so yeah, just having those conversations with him about like the emotional turmoil that he's going through. I can, he's trying to figure out emotions. He's trying to figure out all of these different things and how he should feel about them. Like, for instance, when he cries, we're like, okay, Caleb, do you have a reason to cry? What is it right now? Something making you sad? Something making you... And if it's not something that I think... And this is just subjective. It'd be like, oh, you shouldn't cry over that.
Yeah.
I didn't let you do anything. You shouldn't cry over that, right? So how do we resolve this? Caleb, whenever Daddy say you can't do this, that don't mean you should cry. You should say yes, sir, and go do what you something else you're supposed to, right? Having that conversation instead of saying, stop crying, act like a big boy, because I don't want him to go down that same emotionally distant path that Dad went down. And be like, I ain't finna cry. Because I be wanting a good cry.
Yeah, Yeah, bro. I know.
Look, Ryan's like, one thing about me.
Oh, I'm a cry.
That
I'm a cry.
2021, it brought in a cry for me. I said,
Hey,
"Hey,
look, man. Let me tell y'all something about that.
Hella emotional in 2020.
Do you realize how great? I ain't gonna say great, but how relieved you feel when you cry. It is very cathartic, dog. Like people fight that feeling, and you shouldn't fight it. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like once my bucket is full, or my like that pressure's built up, that crying is the relief valve. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, you gotta let them out, dog. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? I cry and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's about my old man, whether it's about me manifesting what I'm trying to do, whatever it is, if I get myself overwhelmed, dog, you got to do it. Them tears,
Yep.
you got to get them out, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Bring it back.
And that makes me think, and the older I get, the more I understand Mike Tyson, which is crazy because I can remember that video of him in the training room. He was just boo-hooing crying, like I'm talking hard cry. Like,
yeah,
and training came in, it's like, all right, Mike, let's fight. And he back to normal in like half a second. I was
And
like,
I'm
oh.
about to
Like,
whoop
that's-
you, boy.
And he went out there and beat the brakes off. I'm like, okay, so yeah, I get it now. You had to release all that. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to
sure,
tell you,
man. I
the
agree,
water's
dog.
fine, bro. The water's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be
Yeah.
afraid of your emotions, man.
Definitely cried a lot more this year. Like,
Embrace them boys, man. Embrace
Yeah,
them.
it's just a quick couple minutes, man. Get it out and get on,
Look, real
man.
quick. You know what I'm saying?
sure.
Bring you back.
especially
Before
after
we
the
get
therapy session.
Hey, boy.
Let me fix my face before I walk out there. God
Got
damn.
something for you, brother.
Why your eyes red, man? I was blinking too much.
I got something in my eye.
Allergies.
Man,
It's allergy season.
piece of hair in my eye, man. Lord. Yeah, but before we get out, man, football season coming to an end. I gotta hear y'all predictions real quick on sports, man. With football, basketball too early to talk about. We ain't gonna talk about that till football season over, man. But playoff times around the corner, man. Who your team? Who you got? Who you rolling with?
Well, I'm a Bucks fan, but I don't think they might get the. They probably get the wild card because I think they got them playing either the
They clinched it
Redskins.
already.
Yeah, and I'm saying as far as like the wild card,
Oh,
they
yeah,
play.
yeah.
They gonna have them playing either the Redskins or the Eagles, I believe. I don't foresee them losing to any one of those teams.
Yeah.
But I don't think they have it like just yet. Now, even though we did beat the Packers, John, it's your team. You know what I'm saying? So it can happen, but I don't know if they'll have it all the way. So if I had to choose a team out the NFC, and it's gonna pain me to say it, it's gotta be the Packers that's probably gonna come out the NFC. So like, even though they just lost they left tackle, you know, y'all lost Bakhtiari.
Yeah,
But I think y'all be able to plug somebody else in there. But
yeah,
if so,
Billy Turner who played it already.
right,
So
right. So if I had to put, you know what I'm saying, and like you ain't gonna ride with your team, I'm a realist, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a Bucks fan, but I think they'll get out their wild card. But I don't know if they have enough going around. I could be wrong, but if I had to choose an opponent coming out the NFC, I say it's gonna be the Packers. And I do not see anybody beating the Chiefs. I'm sorry. They lost that one game. It's a one-off, but they humming, bro. Like, and it's all about, like, you know, who catches fire at the right time, like who winning games or whatever. Maybe somebody upset them, but it's going to, if I had to put, you know, like my definite, like, prediction on what the Super Bowl going to look like, it's going to be the Packers and the Chiefs.
And who you got?
Winning?
Yeah.
The Chiefs. yeah. I had them repeating.
Yeah.
But I have y'all in the bowl for sure.
Okay.
It's looking like a Chiefs kind of year, man.
For sure.
You know, for a while I was like, maybe Pittsburgh can sneak by, but I don't see them beating the Chiefs. It'll be a good game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, most definitely gonna be a good game.
So yeah, the Chiefs definitely coming out the AFC. NFC is hard, man, because
It is.
Packers, but I don't know. Seattle may, you know, you can't underestimate Russell.
They came in and clinched too. Yeah, it ain't no telling, bro. But
My thing is I'm seeing Kansas City, Seattle. That's what I'm seeing. And
It's not bad. It ain't bad.
Who you got? Who you got? Kansas City?
Kansas City with the repeat.
Got it.
This nigga here. Okay, Spice. Okay, Spice Adams.
Yeah.
Y'all know if we get home field advantage, we ain't losing up there in Lambeau, man. That's just how the game go, dog. That's just how it is. The only team that would probably make me nervous in the NFC, I really don't fear the Saints. I really don't.
Yeah.
They don't scare me at all, especially with Drew Brees' injury. I don't think he's fully healthy, man.
Hell no. That nigga shattered half of his rib cage.
Right.
You're not coming
This is earlier in the season when they were fully healthy. So I really just the weather conditions, Alvin Kamara playing in the snow or in the cold. I believe he'll still be effective, but I don't know if he'll be the same in that cold weather. So this is I'm making all my predictions contingent we win this next week, tomorrow, and have home field advantage. The Chiefs, bro, I'm gonna say this about the Chiefs, even though we all probably riding with the Chiefs to win it all. I'm gonna go ahead and say that now. They winning some close games, bro. They're not blowing people out, dog. And I just feel like it could bite them in the playoffs if they continuously lean on Patrick Mahomes. But I don't see anybody in the NFC other than the Bills that could beat them. So I would say Bills and Chiefs in the championship, and I would say the Chiefs winning. But I do believe that the Bills can grow from there, bro. And I believe they're going to be a problem.
For sure. Because they getting that defense right. Shout out to Ed Allen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. H-time, man.
H-time. Hold it down.
Yeah. And I got the Packers in Seattle, and I got the Packers winning. So I'm gonna take. Look, man, I'm gonna take the Chiefs because they got the ball last. I believe we're gonna score 30+ points on them.
Oh, that's
I believe nobody can hold Devontae Adams, and they can say what they want to say. He's the best receiver in the game right now, bro. Okay. He's putting all these numbers up, and he's only played 11, 12 games. These other guys have played 15 games.
Man, look, I'm always ride for my guy Mike Evans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Always. But Devontae Adams,
his route running is crazy.
Route running, dog.
His route running. Oh my God.
My God. That
He
dude
make it look stupid.
Look, man.
It be off a hop step move too. I'm like,
and gone. Mix, and the ball's here and I'm gone. So I get it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But that the NFC is always a toss up. But man, the Packers is coming together, man. They
defense is what's making me feel more confident about picking my team. Because normally I get nervous because our defense, but this year they've been playing real tight. Last one, because college football about to start in 30 minutes.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Who you got? Bama, Notre Dame.
I got that game, Bama. They gonna smoke that game.
Ohio State.
That one there is a toss up. Dabo was talking, he was letting his nuts drop, but now he kind of backpedaling a little bit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They lost their OC, Tony Elliott. He not gonna be, calling plays.
Yeah.
So I got Ohio State and I got Bama playing for the ball.
I want to go with Ohio State, but I feel like Clemson gonna pull it out, bro.
Yeah.
I just feel like they're gonna pull it out. It's something in my soul.
I don't see it, man.
Dabo be preaching out there. He probably
hey, look, Dabo got that personal link with God. You know, Dabo
be on the main line.
Yeah, Lord, I done came to you real quick.
What you want?
We are a blessed program.
Okay, bro. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me sprinkle a little wind on you.
Yeah. I think they making a story out of Sean Wade last year.
Yeah.
He got ejected for hitting Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
And they making it a story. I feel like he's going to be vindicated this year.
Yeah.
They lost last year. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Mark, man. Mark is an Ohio State fan. So I know he's going to love me saying that. I think Ohio State, I think Sean Wade going to get his revenge this year and do what needs to be done and get that dub. I don't think it's going to be like a blowout, though. It's going to be close. Either way, Ohio State is going to be close. I feel like whoever get the ball last going to win.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, bro? A couple days ago, I said Clemson going to win it all. That's what I said. Because Trevor Lawrence is just that good. He is really good.
He is.
He's the best prospect since a long time, especially when it comes to quarterbacks, but just
you look.
prospect overall, yeah.
You look.
Yeah. But think about it, man. I said that a couple of days ago, and I'm about to pick Ohio State right now, man. And I'm going to say I'm picking Ohio State because I just don't think Justin Field will make that turnover again, bro.
Yeah.
I think that turnover sat with him throughout the whole season. That's why he fought for the Big Ten to start playing again.
Because
he won this game.
Mm-hmm.
This game more than anything, this game tonight. And I'm going to just take Ohio State. Of course, Bama going to beat the brakes off.
They go, dog.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember? Do you remember when they played like in like 2012, 2013? Yeah. And it was like 21 zip.
Yep.
Notre Dame, they didn't get past the 50, bro.
Yep.
Notre Dame don't even need a seat at the table. They finna get smoked.
Yeah,
they sneeze by the
I was like, Bama got a bye week.
Come on, bro. This shit over with. Now they finna smoke Notre Dame, dog.
Who y'all got winning it all?
Probably
you got Clemson. You got Clemson, huh, Bowden?
Man.
Well, who you got? I think Bama is probably gonna be such an easy game for them. This is a tune-up game.
So for me,
I'm talking about the whole thing.
So what I'm saying, because they're gonna be so well rested, this is gonna be such a hard game for Ohio State and Clemson.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm at with it. And my boy Mark, he said the same thing, where it's like Ohio State, their offense is clicking, but their defense not clicking, right? Or their defense is clicking, and their offense not clicking.
In the Big Ten championship, it was like the defense was on top, but they
couldn't do nothing. It like towards the end, they kind of got they picked it up. Right. Yeah. But if they can bring all that together, it might be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's contingent upon that. So if if Ohio State, if they clicking on all cylinders, hey Bama, you might want to watch out. Now, if Ohio State, where they kind of like one is doing good and the other ain't, I got Bama in a blowout. You know what I'm saying? That's how
I got Bama, man, because Devontae Smith is just
otherworldly,
bro. I'm a former wide receiver, so I'm biased when it comes to the wide receivers, dog. That dude there, oh my goodness.
Something else, dog.
I can put him on tape, bro, and just let it run, dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I got Bama winning it all. Who you got?
I'm gonna be a contrarian, dog. I know, Alabama is the juggernaut. They just reload. They ain't never had no down period. But I'm going to just go out there, man. Ohio State, I'm going to have them. They're going to have everything together. Ohio State going to win it all. Ryan Day going to get his first one, bro. That's where I'm at.
That's real. And that's where it is, man. And this is it. We got another episode in the books. Hindsight in 2020, episode 8. Again, we got some big stuff coming for y'all this year. Stay tuned. We are excited. I hope y'all are excited. Give us feedback. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, the Black Dadcast, Facebook, Twitter, same thing, the Black Dadcast. Email theblackdadcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're gonna get some things popping on there, some behind the scenes stuff going, and some other things that we got in the works. We don't want to spill the beans just yet, but
stay tuned.
Another episode is in the book, so stay tuned. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We out.
Yeah.